You're watching this on the channel. It's me. And today we're going to talk about Highland Coffee. Highland Coffee is a family-owned and operated business with more than 60 stores in the Southeast U.S. and a wholesale operation, supplying green coffee to roasters all over the country. They started in 2008 in Nashville, Tennessee by two guys named Mike and Rob, who were both executives at a local ad agency and were looking for a way to get out of the rat race. Now, when I say rat race, I mean it. These guys really did work in an actual rat race. The story goes that one day they got tired of working so hard to make someone else rich and decided to quit their jobs and start a coffee shop instead. So they pooled all of their resources, which wasn't very much, bought an old 1970s converted school bus, and set out to travel America. Learning everything they could about specialty coffee, that trip took them through dozens of states, visiting hundreds of farms, factories, and roasters. And when they finally came home, they were ready to open their first store. They took the name Highland Coffee because they wanted something that was synonymous with quality, like a certain type of whiskey. So they created a brand new logo, designed their own space, and secured a bank loan to buy their first espresso machine. Their plan was to open a traditional European-style espresso bar where people would come in, stand at the counter, and drink their drinks while standing, or maybe sitting at one of the few stools they had available. What they didn't know was that Americans are big on standing around while drinking coffee, and they soon added tables and chairs to their shop. Still, they kept their name, even though some people thought that was kind of dumb. In 2010, 5 years after opening their original shop, they opened a second location in Alabama and began roasting their own coffee. This move allowed them to expand their menu beyond just espresso drinks to include filter coffee, pour-overs, and cold brew. In 2014, they started sourcing green coffee directly from farms in Ethiopia, Brazil, and Colombia. By 2017, they had 30 stores open across 4 states, and by 2021, they had 62 stores open across 8 states. Today, Highland Coffee is still family-owned and operated, and continues to grow. I think what's most impressive about this company is how quickly they grew without any outside investment. All of the money they earned went back into the company. None of it went to investors. Sure, there may have been a little bit stashed away for salaries, but pretty much every dollar they earned was reinvested into making the business bigger. And the reason they were able to do that is because they made great coffee. They were always willing to listen to feedback, and they always tried to improve. The next thing I want to point out is that they've never skimped on quality. From the very beginning, they were committed to serving only specialty-grade coffee, and that hasn't changed. I don't think you can be committed to quality and then decide to cut corners later. You have to be committed to it forever. I think that's why they've been so successful. People trust their name, and they know that if they buy a bag of Highland Coffee, it's going to be good. Also, I think that having a clear vision helped them immensely. From the very beginning, they knew what they wanted their brand to be, and they never wavered from that. They knew they wanted to serve high-quality coffee. They wanted to source directly from farms, and they wanted to roast and brew their own coffee. They also knew that they did want to franchise, and they wanted to keep the company small enough so that they could continue to grow. And so far, that's exactly what they've done. So, let's talk about their coffee. They currently offer 3 different blends and 2 different single origins. First is their flagship blend, which is called American Classic. This is a medium roast coffee that's smooth and balanced with notes of caramel and toasted nuts. It's a crowd pleaser for sure. Next, we have their dark roast blend called Black Bourbon. This is a full-bodied coffee with notes of chocolate and dark cherry. It's great for those who like their coffee bold and intense. Finally, we have their seasonal blend called Pumpkin Spice. As the name suggests, this is a spiced coffee perfect for the fall season. But it's only available for a limited time, so you'll have to act fast if you want to try it. They also offer 2 single-origin coffees. One is from Brazil, and the other is from Ethiopia. Both are very high quality and offer a unique flavor profile that's sure to please coffee lovers. Now, before we wrap up, I want to talk about something that I think is really cool about this company. They're very involved in the community. They regularly host events to raise money for local charities, and they're always willing to lend a hand to those in need. I think that's really great because it shows that they're not just focused on making money, but they're also focused on making a difference. They believe that business can be a force for good, and they strive to make a positive impact on the world. Now let's talk about the future. Where do I see Highland Coffee in 5 years? I think they'll still be a privately held company, but I think they'll have 100 stores open across 10 states. I also think they'll continue to grow their wholesale business and become one of the top 20 green coffee importers in the US, and I think they'll continue to innovate and experiment with new products and brewing methods. I think that is important because the coffee industry is constantly changing and evolving, and you have to be willing to adapt in order to stay ahead of the curve. Overall, I'm just excited to see what the future brings to Highland Coffee. I think they have a bright future ahead of them, and I can't wait to see what they accomplish next. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been to a Highland Coffee? If so, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're not from the Southeast US, what's your favorite coffee shop? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We'd really appreciate it.